Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. So, getting straight into the topic of my video, I'll be talking about the process it took me to paint this beautiful lady called Doja Cat and what inspired me to paint her. Another topic I'll touch on will be vulnerability as a creative person. The reason to why I thought of talking about vulnerability, especially as I paint Doja Cat, is because it can be intimidating and challenging to create. This thought came about the moment I decided to paint her. Lately, I've been listening to her music, and as I was listening, it got me thinking how creative people, such as musicians, writers, artists, and so on, have to give a part of themselves in their work. Without that, whatever it is that they create can come off vain or unrelatable, as the world can sense or pick up on what is real, authentic, and what is not. I noticed how different and unique her sound is, which made me think about how it must be a bit intimidating or challenging to be different, as we live in a world where it's so easy to copy just so we can fit in. Another thing I observed about her is the mood she brings into her music, the feminine aspect of it, the pink hues, all that making her portray her vulnerable side. This is what inspired me to paint her. I wanted to portray that vulnerability and mood in my painting, hence using pink in my background. After being inspired, of course, I got my painting tools and started painting. What you don't see here is me studying her face, her facial features, and proportions. The approach I used when painting here was different, as I did not have any sketched out drawing in my background or guidelines to guide me. I decided to use memory as I painted. I used my eyes to grasp the facial proportions and trying to study the face. This was a bit challenging as it made me study the reference image longer than I usually would. I studied the shapes of the shadows on her face and highlights. The more I studied her face, the more confidence it gave me to start. As shown in the beginning of the painting, I started painting the nose first as it is the center point. This helped me to have a sense of proportion and scale as I painted. I would like to say this is a portrait study, but a risky study if you ask me, especially because she's a superstar and a part of me didn't know how it would come out. So I had to trust myself with this piece. Though, one thing I would love to correct are the angles of her cheekbones, but I definitely felt like I had to keep working more on her face. I had to stop myself because I kept on going and I really saw myself not stopping. The colors I use for this piece is different than what I usually use, probably because I ran out of acrylic paint. So the palette was very different and it brought a unique color shade and highlight to the painting. I'll definitely explain more on shading and lighting in future videos. Otherwise, I love the dynamics this piece brings. I love her face at this stage because of the rawness it gives and also the strokes the brush left on the canvas. Though as you can see, I kept on blending her skin just so I would have a smooth transition between shades. The dynamics between the darker shadows and the lighter highlights bring so much impact to painting, and I had to tone down some areas. I feel like I'll still go on and paint more and adjust a few things here and there, but for now I love how the painting has come out. Obviously I'll try and adjust the edges, but yeah, so that's that. I really loved so far how the painting came out. Having talked about risk and vulnerability, I would like to take more risks in more of my paintings and also show that aspect of vulnerability in my work. This is to enable me to communicate my thoughts, ideas well, and to show where I'm coming from with my pieces and how I go about creating. For I believe this is what makes us distinguishable or being true to ourselves despite the judgment or acceptance we may receive. And not having the results distract us from truly enjoying the process is something I'd love to attain as I share more of my works. So for today, this is what I have for you. And thank you for watching my video till the end. And definitely watch out for more of my videos as I explore with my art. Thank you.